Was Sony able to realize its PlayStation Now original vision, and was it a good service? Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper Games. My name is Joseph and PlayStation Now is being retired this June, merging with PlayStation Plus, and I thought it would be cool to look back at how the service started and how much Sony delivered on its promise. Let's get into it. Starting with some history, Sony announced PlayStation Now at their CES press conference in January 2014. A couple of years before that, they had acquired Dave Perry's Gaikai for the technology that allowed for game streaming, and a year later they also acquired patents from OnLive, another game streaming service that was available at the time. Their idea was to deliver PlayStation games to PS3, PS4, PS Vita, smart TVs, smartphones and tablets, to reach a broad amount of people, and to cover for the lack of backward compatibility on PS4 in some regard, given that they changed from the PS3 cell architecture to the more PC-like in PS4. The service would be in beta for about a year, offering some outrageous rental-like pricing, and after it launched in January 2015, Sony started a subscription-based model that was also kinda expensive. Availability was first limited to the US and Canada, and by 2015 Japan and the UK had joined the service, followed by Europe between 2016 and 2019. As of today, it has only reached 19 countries, something they promised to improve with the new PlayStation Plus. Besides PS3 streaming, PlayStation Now added PS4 and PS2 titles throughout its history, first as a streaming only, but later with full download option, something that probably not many people know, and by late 2019 it received a very much needed change in pricing to bring itself together with competing services. However, despite all the changes, Sony never achieved their full vision of the service, given that in 2017 they dropped plans to stream to mobile devices, something that could have had to do with Apple blocking these game services, plus they removed it from PS3, PS Vita, Vita TV, Samsung and Sony smart TVs and Blu-ray players. So PlayStation Now as of today works on PS4, PS5 and Windows PC. Their PC app I think is the weakest out of the three devices, so hopefully it's something they also plan on improving when the new PlayStation Plus launches. PS4 and PS5 are very similar in how they look, so from here we are going to explore the service on PS5. Okay, so here we are with PlayStation Now. On the home screen you can find it as a separate app or as part of the tabs here on your game library. You also have the tab for PlayStation Now showing you what's the new games, what games have you played before, and so on. So let's go for the PlayStation app. So here we have the recent games, and there's also the notice about the migration to PlayStation Plus. They also removed the option to subscribe for 12 months. However, if you can find it, they said that they would migrate people from PlayStation Now to PlayStation Plus Tier 3, which is the pricier one. So you may, if you find one of the PlayStation Now cards for a full year, you could have potentially the service for the pricier one for a better price. So here we have they also separated these on several rows, like must see, the recently games, and games that I have played, and games they recommend on what I played before. They also have some categories here like co-op, downloadable only games, PlayStation exclusive and family friendly. But let's go to the collections tab here. If you go to browse, you will have like all the games. They will sort by most downloaded, and you can also filter by the same with the same filters that you have in the collection, like genre, platform, age rating. So in the collections you have like PlayStation exclusive, you have all the games that are downloadable, which was kind of confusing because first you had only the streaming option and then started adding the download option, and I don't think that the download option was clear to many people. I think a lot of people think that this is still a streaming only service. They also have it by platform. They have it PS2, PS3 and PS4. So PS2 was only a small program that they ran, adding 20 or so classics from the PS2 catalog. I'm not sure how many titles they will add into this, considering that many games from the PS2 era have received remasters in these few years. So I'm not sure they will add that many, but still we get PS1 classics, and I'm very excited for the PSP ones as well. So on PS3 we also have like they have around I think 300 titles or so. You have stuff like the Castlevania games from Castlevania Lords of Shadow. There's also like Dead Island. There's Dead Space, but only the third one. I enjoyed this one, playing it in co-op with my cousin. But I mean, why is it missing Dead Space 1 and 2, which are the ones that everyone likes? You also have The Awakening. I think this is a game from EA that they don't have on their on EA Play. This is a series that I really liked back on PS3, and this is the only this is the third game in that series, and this is the only one available here. Then you also have Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry HD Collection, Enslaved, which never received a remaster, at least up to now. You have the games from that game company before Journey. You have the God of War games, which I wish they added this as PS2 classics, or I don't know. I wish they did a remaster for these games, for like the original 2 God of War games and the ones for PSP, because the remasters they were on PS3 and they never ported those. Same for games like Infamous, which we're gonna see here. Never had seen a remaster on PS4, and it's a shame. Like, if you want to play some of these, and we're gonna see it in a few minutes, they are decent. Like, you can play them if you are not trying to do something crazy, which I'm gonna explain also something that I tried to do. You also have Killzone. You'll have several Lego games, Lost Planet, and we have a lot of PS3 titles here. The Ratchet & Clank games is another series that it's kind of stuck here. Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus and A Crack in Time. Same for Red Dead Redemption. The Resident Evil games, they have received remasters, so we're gonna lose some titles here because some of them already have remasters and it doesn't make sense to have them also here. And we have started losing games. They have started removing a lot of games, and they are not announcing that. You also have Shatter. Shatter was a great game back on PS3. Sly Cooper, another game that's stuck on PS3 streaming. Also like Starhawk, Split Second. So yeah, there's a lot of games here on the PS3 catalog. And there's also Metal Gear Solid 4. There was Metal Gear Solid HD Collection with both Metal Gear Solid 2, 3 and Peace Walker, but they removed it last November to work on some issues with the copyright. And they are supposedly going to be back, but not really sure when that's gonna be, and Konami has not said anything about that. Then on PS4, this is along with PS2, these are also downloadable or streamable. You have some stuff like Beyond or the Bioshock remasters, Borderlands, the Darksiders games, which you have all of them, the whole trilogy and the spin-off. Dead Island, Dead Nation Apocalypse from Housemarque if you want to check their games. We have Detroit, Doom. I'm not sure if we're still gonna have Bethesda games in the service when it changes, because as many of you know, it's part of Microsoft, and they keep some of them here. Like, you could see Doom, and there's I think Fallout 4 and others here. They are not gonna be removing these titles from the PlayStation Store or anything, but I wonder if it's gonna be on the new service, given that Microsoft may consider that like a close competition to them, and probably they want to remove them and have them only available for purchase. There's also some games that are from like PSP, like Roco that probably we won't get a PSP version out of it. There's Metal Gear. So yeah, we have I think we have around 200 titles from PS4. Maybe I may be wrong. But yeah, these are all the titles that you can find here. You also have like Until Dawn, Yeah, we're also gonna lose some of these titles as well, and hopefully we start getting like a better rotation for the games throughout the month. That's something that Microsoft does really good with Game Pass. They rotate, they announce their titles at the beginning of the month and they go in and out every week, so you have every week you have something new to play. Besides these categories here from like platform type and like exclusives and downloadable options, you also have like by genre, you have family friendly, RPG, action adventure, sports and fighting games, and other mechanics like open world, competitive multiplayer, character progression, or 4-player co-op. So let's try a game here. Let's try, I think I showed Batman Arkham Origins a while back and you guys really liked it, so let's go with that one. As I mentioned, this is not like the best way to experience these games, but it's decent enough if you want to go for a casual playthrough. I had some rough time playing Metal Gear Solid 3 when I wanted to go for the platinum for that, mainly because on one of the last sections of the game you have to shoot for some collectibles while you are moving on a bike. And it was a really tough time to hit those things with the input lag that PlayStation Now adds. So I had to sync all my trophies and all my saves on back to PS3, download those there, and play through the last part of Metal Gear Solid 3 on my PS3 to get the platinum. So here you can also see like this is you are connected to a remote PS3, so you can sync your trophy collection. Anything that you could do with your PS3, you could check your friends, you can sync your trophies back and forth. You could also upload your save here and download it on your PS3, or upload it from a PS3 and continue it here. You also have like options for stream quality, which only works for PS4 titles. Those are the only ones that allow you to switch between 720 and 1080p. You can also test your connection if you have any issues. It will offer you some options to troubleshoot any issues that you may have. So you go and for like, since the PS4 controller is changed, like you don't have a start and select up buttons, you use the touchpad. The right touchpad would be start and the left side of the touchpad would be your select option. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a new save. So as you can see, it looks decent enough. It's 720p, and it plays. We're gonna see now that this is a fast reaction game because of the combos and the counters, and you're gonna see what the lag looks like.
Police and emergency services are urging Gotham residents to stay off the roads and in their homes tonight in light of the severe winter storm. No man is the island, Bruce. You've been back for almost 2 years now. You can't expect me to believe.
Okay, let's skip here.
Looks like Black Mask entered the prison here. I need to find Commissioner Loeb before it's too late.
I hope that you ain't gonna live to find out. Sorry. Black Mask can't leave no loose ends like that.
What are you waiting for?
I hope they don't remove this game when they launch a new service. They're probably gonna remove it.
But by the time I do, that eye won't be the only thing you're missing.
What is that? Behind you!
Come on, expect me to fall for that? I mean, try something original. Yeah. What the hell are you?
No! Stay away! Get back! Don't hurt me! I heard the rumors, but you're not supposed to be real.
Tore this place apart.
I don't know what it is. It's huge.
Where is Black Mask?
I don't know. He's here for Commissioner Loeb. Maybe one of his men knows where he's headed.
This is Captain James Gordon with the GC. This is an emergency situation, and I am assuming command. Security personnel.
These are Black Mask's men. I'll make them tell me where I can find Black Mask.
We leave. Look, I didn't mean nothing by it.
Where's Black Mask?
How the hell should I
As you
know?
can see, like, it's not bad if you want to go like casual on it, but it's not like ideal if you want to go like
I don't
no hit run or something like that.
Okay. He's heading to the execution chamber. With Loeb.
Smart move. Now you get to take a nap.
And another thing is that these titles don't include any of the DLCs, so it's a shame because Arkham Origins had a great DLC, Cold Hard with Mr. Freeze. And that brings us to today, where PlayStation Now is merging with PlayStation Plus this June. The catalog option of PS4 and PS5 titles is featured on PlayStation Plus Extra for $15 a month, and the back catalog of classics and PS3 streaming is featured on the higher tier for $18 a month. I think it was a good service that they lacked the vision of what to do after their initial plans didn't work out. As a service that offers downloads, I think they could have positioned it closer to Game Pass a while ago, and while streaming may not be the best way to experience some of these games, I think it's decent enough that it would have been a nice to have feature if it was available on mobile devices, which hopefully they have on the cards for the new service. And of course, just like many PlayStation fans, I also hope that they find a way to add PS3 downloads. So there you have it, a look back at PlayStation Now, how it started, what it became, and what it's going to be. But what do you think? Were you ever subscribed to PlayStation Now before? What was your experience with the service? Share your thoughts in the comments below, like or dislike to show your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, like the full breakdown of the new PlayStation Plus, and consider subscribing for more PlayStation content. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!